In this session, let us study the load flow equations or the power flow equations in the power system analysis. Now let us consider a simple 4-bus power system. These are the 4 buses we consider. The bus number 1, 2, 3 and 4. These buses are interconnected through some transmission lines. These are the transmission lines with which this 4-bus system is interconnected. Suppose we have certain generators at the first bus and at the second bus. There are loads connected at the third bus and the fourth bus. Perhaps loads may be present even at the first bus and at the second bus. So if we consider the first bus, we have both generator and load. At the second bus also we have both generators and loads connected. In the actual power system, we will have large number of buses. Now we consider an n-bus power system. So total buses equals n number. Now let us consider only one bus in that particular system. So here you can consider one bus, say the first bus. You have a generator and a load there, and some power is transmitted to the other buses through these transmission lines also. We consider one bus. Let me call it ith bus. Consider the ith bus only. We consider only one bus. And there are certain generators connected at the ith bus. So total generation is SGI. This is the complex power generated at the ith bus. Active power PGI plus J into the reactive power generation QGI. And certain loads are connected at that bus. These are the loads connected at the ith bus. So let it be SDI, the demand at the ith bus. So this is equal to PDI plus J into QDI, the real power demand plus J into the reactive power demand. And certain power is transmitted through the transmission lines. Let it be SI. This is equal to Pi plus J into Qi. This is the power transmitted through the transmission lines. Now suppose you are having 1000 rupees with you and you are in need of the same 1000 rupees. Now if I come and ask you the 1000 rupees, you cannot lend me the amount. You cannot lend me the 1000 rupees that I am asking. Now you consider you are having 5000 rupees with you and you are in need of 1000 rupees. So you are having a balance of 4000 rupees with you. Now you may consider my case also. You may lend me the 1000 rupees that I am asking you. The same thing applies to the power system network also. It is having certain generation here, SGI. There is a demand of SDI at that bus itself. The remaining power or the surplus power may be transmitted through the transmission lines. So the power transmitted through the transmission line equals the generation minus the demand at that particular bus. Or we can write this as Pi plus J into Qi, that is the power transmitted. This is equal to the generation plus J into QGI minus the demand. The demand is PDI plus J into QDI. Or this can be written as PGI minus PDI. This is the generated active power minus the active power demand plus J into Qgi minus J into Qdi. It is the generated reactive power. This is the reactive power demand at the same ith bus. So this is the power transmitted. So this can also be written as you know, Pi plus J into Qi can be written as Vi into Ii conjugate. Both Vi and Ii are vectors. If you take conjugate on both sides, if you take conjugate, it becomes Pi minus JQi. This plus J term becomes minus J when you take the conjugate. On the right hand side, Vi becomes Vi conjugate and Ia conjugate becomes Ii. You are taking the conjugate because this is easy to work with Ii rather than Ii conjugate. I would like to work with Ii. That's why you are taking the conjugate here. Now let us write the equation for Ii, the current injected at the ith bus. The current injected at the ith bus can be written as Ii equals Y I1 V1 plus Yi2 V2 plus we have n number of buses Yin Vn. Actually, this is the Ohm's law. The current equals voltage by impedance or voltage into admittance. This is the equation we are using. Current equals voltage into admittance. So this is the Ohm's law. So this can be written as sigma K equals 1 to n Y I K V K. When K equals 1, it is Yi1 V1. You get the first term. When K equals 2, it is Yi2 V2. You get the second term. When K equals n, it is Yin Vn. You get the last term. Now let me substitute this expression for the current in this equation. Let me call this as the first equation. This is the second one. So let us substitute the second expression in the first equation. So Pi minus JQi equals Vi conjugate into the current is sigma K equals 1 to n Yik Vk. As you know, this Vi, Yik and Vk, these are all the vectors. These vectors can be represented in r theta form, the polar form, or in the a plus jb form, the rectangular form, or in the r e raised to j theta, the exponential form. So all these are representing the same vector. So these are the different forms of representation of the vectors. Now let us write these vectors in the r theta form or in the polar form. So Vi can be written as the magnitude Vi angle delta I. So what is the conjugate? Vi conjugate equals Vi. When you take the conjugate, the sign of the angle will be changed. So it becomes minus del I. So what is Vk? This is Vk angle del K. And the admittance Yik can be written as the magnitude angle theta Ik. Now let us substitute these terms in this equation. So this is Vi angle minus del I sigma K equals 1 to n. What is Yik? This can be written as Yik angle theta Ik. What is Vk? It is Vk magnitude Vk or the modulus Vk angle del K. So this is Pi minus JQi. So what is the real part or what is the active power? The real part of this function. The real part of this function. And what is the reactive power Qi? This is minus JQi. So the reactive part is equal to negative of the imaginary part of this function. Now if we look at this function, this is in the form of R1 angle theta 1, R2 angle theta 2, R3 angle theta 3. So as you know, R1 theta 1 into R2 theta 2 into R3 theta 3 can be written as the product of the magnitudes R1, R2, R3. Angle, the sum of the angles. Theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. Now what is the real part of this function? The real part can be written as R1, R2, R3. So this is R3. Cosine of this angle. Theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. And what is the imaginary part? This is R1, R2, R3. Sine of this angle. Theta 1 plus theta 2 plus theta 3. Now, what is the active power? The real part of this function. What is the real part? Pi is equal to, this is how we find out the real part. R1, R2, R3. This is the magnitude or the modulus. Vi sigma k equals 1 to n yik vk into cosine of the sum of these three angles. Theta ik plus del k plus this angle. This is minus del I. So this is the real part or this is the active power. What is the imaginary power? This is minus of the imaginary part. How will you take the imaginary part? R1, R2, R3 sine of the angles. So it is minus Vi sigma k equals 1 to n. So this is yik into Vk, R1, R2, R3. Into sine of the sum of these three angles. Theta ik plus del k minus del I. So these are the equations for the active power and reactive power or the net active power and reactive power injected at the ith bus. These are called the static load flow equations, SLF, the static load flow equations.